Yeah, what are the cooperative's policies on clean drinking water? The reason I ask is because I mean all these issues as they relate to climate change are, you know, they're universal things and they're important, but the drinking water in Providence is contaminated and it's above the EPA guideline of 15 parts per billion. So if you're drinking water in Providence, you're drinking contaminated water if you're not filtering. And so that disproportionately affects pregnant women and small children. So what is the cooperative's policies on drinking water?
Yeah.
Well, I would say, I mean, obviously, that's something that we want to work with. We want to be working towards initiatives that are going to protect the people in our communities, regardless of the neighborhood that they live in. So it's definitely something that we were going to be advocating for policies towards cleaner drinking water. I know that's come up even for me in our district. I've been in meetings with people from Aquidneck Island across the board, because it's not only in Providence, for example, but we're talking about clean water in relation to climate and the fact that sea level, for example, is going to be affecting our reservoirs. So it's something that we're going to be needing to look at from an infrastructure perspective statewide for a number of different reasons.
I mean, it just seems like it'd be a political winner, doesn't it? I mean, nobody, whether they're Republican or Democrat, wants their kids to be drinking leaded water.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think the argument depends on how you couch it, really. You know, and if you couch it as we're poisoning our children, you know, I think people are going to be much more inclined to vote for cooperative candidates.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll just say one more thing about that, to add on to what Michelle said, is that, you know, the 15 parts per billion statistic that you cited it's actually worse than that, because, you know, we are over the 15 parts per billion, but before Trump scrubbed a lot of the data on the EPA site, the EPA said pretty explicitly that there is no safe level of exposure to lead. And so 15 parts per billion is when the poisoning becomes like really acute and noticeable, and so that's why we know that number now. But actually we need to get it well below 15 parts per billion, primarily for like pregnant women and children, the way you were saying. And I think like part of the way we think about a Green New Deal and environmental justice includes these sorts of issues. It's not just about climate change, it's about, you know, a just economy and a just like access to, you know, healthy food and access to clean drinking water and like this and clean air, right? Like it's about access to the basic necessities of life, and that's what a Green New Deal means to the co-op.
Right. I mean, and the other thing is, I don't know about you, but I know a lot of wealthy, neurotic people who definitely don't want to be giving their kids contaminated water. So if you want to appeal to other people, I mean, that to me is no brainer.